All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. You guys are tuned in to Paper Cat Books Facebook page. You guys, you are in for a treat this afternoon because today we have a special virtual book launch just for you. Hello, everyone. I'm Cor Carlos, and I'm happy to be your host for today's online event. Today, we are giving you a special October to remember. Yes, October to remember, because here in Paper Cat Books, we are having our first time ever authors takeover. That's right, authors are taking over the Paper Cat Books page this October, you guys. So we've got four great new books to devour and four great authors to get to know more of. So make sure you keep it locked in every Saturdays of October only here at the Paper Cat Books Facebook page. All right? So excited na ba kayo sa October? Kasi excited na rin kami. All right. So this afternoon, you guys, we are kicking things off with a bang because our first takeover will take us to a galaxy far, far away as we get to know the author of the latest science fiction, fantasy, and adventure book called The Shadow Immortals by John Luke Chica. All right. You know, you guys, as a citizen of the Earth, 2021. Ayan. Medyo toxic ang mundo ngayon, 'di ba? Parang there's so many things happening and sometimes, just want to table flip and parang escape from it all, 'di ba? Ika nga ni paring Elon Musk at ni Tito Jeff Bezos. Ayan, yung mga tito ko medyo bongga, no? Parang gusto mo na lang talagang tumira outer space, 'di ba? And discover new planets and communicate with species other than humans. Parang mas matino yata silang kausap at the moment. Ayan. So, we think we got the right book and the right author to take us on a journey of epic proportions. In fact, to get you guys excited, we have a special book giveaway. So today, if you guys are watching, you've got the chance to win a signed copy of the book that we're launching today called The Shadow Immortals. All you gotta do is follow these easy steps and get to win your own signed copy by the author himself. So first off, all you gotta do is like and share this live stream. Easy. Like, share. Ayan. And of course, this is a sci-fi book, so we want to make sure now we get your opinion as well. We want to ask you if you were to have a special power, what would you choose? Would you choose the light, or to be able to manipulate light and energy, or the shadow to teleport and to have speed? Ayan, parang zoop, zip, zoop, zip. So, yon, very easy steps and get a chance to win a signed copy of The Shadow Immortals. And there's more freebies and giveaways that we're giving to some lucky home partner. Ayan, my home partners. All you gotta do is like, share, comment. And of course, we'll randomly select the winner to win this special book and a limited edition map of Econ. Ayan. And the winner will be announced via the official Facebook page of the author, John Luke Chica. So again, just to recap, no, we want your hashtag. So comment down below. Ayan, comment kayo. If you guys are Team Light, hashtag Team Light, ayan, or hashtag Team Shadow. Kung may powers kayo, what would you choose? Comment down below. Ayan. Not only will we get to know kung ano yung powers that you respond to or you would like to have, but you can also win some freebies from the author himself, you guys. So, join na! Ayan. All right. So, nagko-comment na ba? Ayan, I'm seeing some comments now. So, yeah, there you have it. So once again, welcome everyone to the virtual book launch of The Shadow Immortals. our guest author for today is a big fan of Star Wars. He is obsessed with writing sci fi fantasy novels and reveres the works of Frank Herbert, the author of Dune, and Ray Bradbury, who wrote Fahrenheit 451. By day, he is a creative director for an advertising agency, and beyond his work, he uses the ways of the Force to create new worlds, characters, and stories as a passion and as a way of life. Please join me in welcoming John Luke Chica, who is launching his very first book today, The Shadow Immortals. Hello, John, and welcome to the virtual book launch.
Hello. Hi. Thank you, Core, for that awesome introduction. I'm so excited and slash nervous to do this virtual book launch because I'm usually the host. I'm on that other side, and now I'm, the topic of this launch. So I'm pretty excited, and thank you for that wonderful introduction.
The host is now the guest author, diba? So the tables have turned, and now it's your time to shine. So, John, first question, first things first. How are you? How have you been during the pandemic?
Well, all things considered, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. My family is also doing well. I did a lot of things during the lockdowns, like since 2020. So aside from trying to do your day job, even if it's impossible to do nowadays, I've been playing games. I'm a constant gamer. I'm a consistent gamer, mostly a console gamer and mobile as well. Um, Aside from that, it gave me the opportunity to finish this book, this my first book, my debut novel, The Shadow Immortals, and yeah, all I did was write and read a lot of books, like the books here behind me.
Oh, nga. So you kept yourself busy and productive pala during the pandemic.
Yes, yes, I try,
That's
but
great to
yeah, mostly
hear.
it's because of writing.
Is because of writing. Ayan, so we will, sink our teeth into that and more kwento from John Luke Chica kung paano siya naging, productive at this time. So you mentioned a little bit more about yourself, but, why don't you go ahead and tell our viewers, sino ba si John Luke Chica? Ayan.
Yes. So aside from being a creative director for a
Mhm.
creative agency, for an ad agency, which is called Red Entertainment, I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Red Entertainment for supporting me in this project. They've done a lot of marketing for this as well. So
Oh.
I'd like to thank my company for that. Yes, but aside from that, I am aside from being a gamer, and aside from writing stories, I am a super fan of Star Wars, and
Mm-hmm.
I collect almost. I mean, I have a room filled with Star Wars memorabilia. So one can say that I'm an addict for Star Wars. So there, I collect a lot of toys. Yeah.
Hindi lang pala fan addict pala siya ng Star Wars. So ano na bang mga na-collect mong mga Star Wars memorabilia? What do you
I
have
do
there?
have one thing here. I do have a master replica of
Oh, of
Luke
course.
Skywalker lightsaber there. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one. And then I do have a Darth Vader mask, which I'm not gonna show because it's down there. So yeah, but I do have a lot of stuff, and I even tried to sell some of it for
Mm.
because I wanna let go some of the stuff so that I can share the joy. Ika nga.
That's right. So yung sa mga Star Wars fans out there, make your presence felt. Comment down below if you're here. Ayan. So kung gusto niyo makipagkwentuhan about Star Wars, you got a new friend right here. Si John. Ayan. Chikahin niya siya. So John, so na-mention mo, you're a console gamer, you're writing. So, what has this been your go-to thing when you want to escape from reality or parang kung nasistress ka? Like, what do you
Well,
do?
yeah. Y- Sorry, what's the question again?
Like, do you, aside from console gaming, what are some of the things that you do, or your go-to thing for when you want to escape reality?
Oh, the number one would be writing the stories that that's in my mind and in my heart. So I if I'm gonna talk about it, I would have to mention Paper Cat books. It's because this really jolted up my career as a as an author. It's not a career yet, but I'm hoping it will be a career. And I would love to do this forever. So yeah,
Wow.
so Paper Cat Books. Back in 2019, I discovered this mentorship program by Paper Cat
Mhm.
Books on self publishing, and Kat Eustaquio Derla. Thank you. If I had if I wasn't able to meet you in in any given time, I don't think my life would have changed. So I would have to thank you very much to Kat Eustaquio Derla. You literally changed my life. Uh, so discovering that ad on Facebook was the best thing. So there you have it. Digital marketing works. It does work. So yeah. So this was pre-pandemic. You have to understand that physical seminars were being done back then. So
Mhm.
I attended one of her seminars, and then her workshops rather. And then that's when my self-publishing journey began, and really writing was all I can think about when the pandemic hit, because I have no reason not to write the book, right? So I have more time. But yeah, but definitely that was an escape. Definitely that was an escape from the reality that we were facing back then. Writing brought me into a different world. Writing brought me into a different reality, a different dimension. And at that time, no one wants to talk about the pandemic, or no one wants to talk about reality, because at that time it sucked. It sucked really, really bad. So yes, to answer your question, I'm sorry that was a long answer. To answer your question, writing and this book was the ultimate escape for me.
That's amazing. And I bet our viewers out there, especially if in the reading and writing community, parang reading and writing has been also their escape. And one of the reasons that, got us together and, motivated us, not only in pandemic, but during, not so amazing moments, no? Parang, it's a common, parang naging theme natin ang, to keep on writing, and this community continues to amaze me, how they support each other. Ayan, tulad ng virtual book launch ngayon, I think your classmates and friends are making their presence felt in the comment section. So later on, we'll read some
I
of
can see,
them.
yeah.
So
I can see
speaking
my
of
sister there.
oh, your sisters, your classmates, they're all here. Ayan. Thank you guys for joining us in John's virtual book launch. So a little bit more about reading, writing, and self-publishing. No, I have a few more questions for you here. So yun nga, parang writing has been your escape, right? So how did you get started ba? Like, what got you into writing? Do you have any inspirations that got you into writing?
Yeah, very good question. It's I was influenced by my mother, actually. The Shadow Immortals is an ode to my mother. So the reason why I wanted to publish this book is because my mom was really into writing. She was a writer in a broadsheet way back then, and she would tell me stories where she wanted to finish her book. She was writing. I saw her writing her book. But unfortunately, she did pass away more than a decade ago. So she wasn't really able to finish that project. So one of the driving forces that led me to write my own was my mother. Really, her I wanted to finish what she started, basically a legacy of our legacy to to publish a book. Yeah, so I know it's not gonna save any world problems, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, this book really is dedicated to my mom, because she's my hero, and yeah, she deserves this,
Oh,
definitely. So
so sweet.
she is the backbone of this first book. You'll understand what I'm trying to say when you do read the book. Yeah.
When you read the book. So make sure that you grab a copy of this book or join in our book giveaway, and we'll share with you guys more details on how to win that book, you guys. So, speaking of writing and publishing, so what got you naman into self-publishing, di ba? So parang, how did you stumble upon it, or has this been at the back of your head for a long time?
Yes. I was clueless back in the day. Let's just say the beginning of 2019. I was really clueless. I know I wanted to publish a book. I know I wanted to write a book. I actually started writing way back in a book in 2015 or 2016. But the thing is, it was my files got deleted, and then I never really got back into, I never got my groove back in writing. So as mentioned earlier, I did discover back in 2019 Paper Cat Books, and that really, sparked my drive to write again. So yeah, it's always been in the back of my mind, because you don't want to be in a job doing that forever, right? You When I grow older, I want to do something that I really want to do, and this is what I really want to do, and I do plan to do this forever. If it becomes a career, amazing. That will be a blessing. But if it doesn't, I'll still going to be writing books. I'm still going to write stories. So yeah, so there. The- I, I got into writing. It's because of my mom. I was influenced by that, and then it just snowballed from that moment.
I like that when you said, this is really what I wanted, and hopefully it
Yeah,
becomes a career. So, ang galing, nakakatuwa. Like, I hope, you inspire other aspiring writers and authors, no, if claim it. Yeah. Di ba?
yeah,
Parang don't be
yeah.
shy.
Because I want to do this forever. I wanna write. I want to be an author. A true and true an author. I mean, until the day I die, I want to be an author.
Oh,
Yeah.
solid.
Yes, solid tayo dyan.
Solid tayo dyan. Ayan. Kumbaga, I'm amazed, and parang natutuwa ako kasi, for people to really know what they want in life, for me, it's such a blessing because, some people parang, they dabble into a little bit of everything, like, maybe this,
Yes.
and then parang they shy away, maybe that. But
You'd be
to be
surprised
able, yeah.
because, sorry, you'd be surprised. I was surprised because
Mhm.
because I'm 41. Okay, reveal
You
age
don't look for
reveal.
age reveal.
Thank you. If I don't look 41, thank you. I love you now.
We're
No,
BFFs now.
yeah, we're BFFs now. So I'm 41, but back in the day when I was 20, I, I haven't figured out anything at all.
Mm.
So that's totally fine for those who are trying to figure out at the age of 20 or mid 20s. Don't worry. You have a lot of time to figure it out, because I figured out that I wanted to be a full-time author when I was 39, 38. So it's never too late. It's never too late.
That's true. So any age or any point in your life, you know, it's fine. Like if you want to be an author at age 16
Yeah.
or 30, 46, walang expiration ang
Yes.
dream to be an author. So you heard it from John, who is a testament na it can happen at any time. Ito naman, John. So, thank you for sharing your story as, your writing and self-publishing journey. Ngayon naman ang question ko, why sci-fi? Ayan, like, what, Star Wars, fantasy. What got you in this world, ba?
Well, it's my dad's fault, honestly.
Okay,
Dad,
good.
if you're
It's my dad's fault.
it's my dad's fault. So, Dad,
Okay.
if you're listening in, if you're
Mhm.
watching, it's your fault why I was into so much sci-fi and fantasy movies. It started in movies when my dad, back in the 90s, there was a special edition release of the original Star Wars trilogy in the cinemas. So I was young, and then I think it was 90s. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, 90s. And then me and my dad, and then he brought my other my brother, because I have four brothers. That's why, yeah, I have a lot of brothers. My brother JV with us, and then we watched Star Wars for the first time, and that when I saw that movie, that literally changed my life, aside from joining Paper Cat Books. So that was a milestone. So number one milestone is I saw my first Star Wars movie with my dad, and it's because of my dad why I love sci-fi and the sci-fi fiction and fantasy fiction. Yes, and second milestone would be Paper Cat Books.
Oh, I love it. How about authors that inspired you in this genre? Pwede mo bang ikwento sa amin parang like what do you look
Right.
for you know reading sci-fi novels?
Yes, good question. I love Dune, right? I have Frank Herbert. I There's something about dystopian fiction that draws me into that world. It draws me to that world na parang what happens? Anong mangyayari pag nagkaroon ng dilubyo, alam mo yun, nagkaroon ng apocalypse dito sa mundo. And then what's going to happen next? The question is, it's such a mystery, and a lot of things can go wrong or right. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities to tell this story, right? So for example, there was a nuclear holocaust. What's gonna happen, right? A nuclear fallout. And then there was, for example, there are zombies, right? There are a lot of end of the world scenarios that you can think of, and then what's gonna happen? And what's so amazing is the it's not because of the setting or the theme; it's how people will react. What's your attitude towards
Mhm.
this scenario, right? What's going to happen? Are you going to do the right thing? Are you going to do the wrong thing for your survival, right? There's a lot of questions, and I want to explore that, the human psyche of morality, kumbaga.
Wow,
So
nice.
I love that. I love the effect of having excuse me, having a disaster, change the way you live, change society. So I love that concept. That's why I'm so drawn to Frank Herbert. There's also this book that I love. What's that? It's Fahrenheit 451. Yes, I love that book as well. So yeah, there.
I
I'm
love
drawn
it.
to
So
dystopian fiction.
so tapos you're also a creative. So kunyari in your head ba parang like you're imagining things and then you put
Yes,
parang the words come to you parang parang do you mind taking me through like what's in the
my
mind
process.
of yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine. Well, number one, what I do is I observe how do people actually talk, right? I mean, especially when you're doing dialogue, I don't think a person is going to say this naturally and come off, authentic. I want it to be authentic and organic as much as possible. So that's one thing I do. Like the normal things that people do, like when alam mo yung retractable pen,
Okay,
right?
yes.
Of course, you know what a retractable pen is. Yung pinipindot, di
Mm-hmm.
ba? So there are people click two times before they actually write anything down, or three times an odd
Mm-hmm.
number, right? So I observe that little things I observe,
Wow.
so that I can, emulate that and put it into words. Second thing is I have this like director thing kind of happening in my head because I'm also a video editor. So
Mm.
I also edit videos. So one of the things I do is when I am about to describe a scene in a chapter, I would run the story in my head as if I am directing a movie or as if I'm editing a video. So I am putting it in visual format before I put it in written format. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, nakaka-amaze kasi wow, like nalaman natin ng mga many talents ni John. So aside from writing, he can also direct, visually and design it. So ang galing ah. And John, not a lot of people can do that. Sometimes when they write, writer lang talaga, and then they have to work with a creative, or the creatives, they work with the writer for copy. But two in one, you guys. No, three in one, you guys.
Yeah, I'm
Galing.
super blessed that I'm skilled in terms of design. That really helped a lot in self publishing because I did the cover. I did the cover of the book. Um, yeah, I did the cover of the book, and most of the videos that you've seen here in this virtual book launch, I did that. Yeah, I did those. Yeah,
Tara, designer reveal na rin ito, you guys. So, kanina may age reveal. Ngayon, creative designer reveal. So, make sure that when you watch this VBL, pansinin niyo yung ating mga like visuals and the videos. Si John ang gumawa nun lahat.
yeah. And then I'm super proud with the mood setter, the one we just played earlier before we started. So yeah, there.
Yeah, oo. So I'm sure sa team replay, panoorin niyo ulit yung mood setter video natin. And we're also gonna play it a little bit later. Para lang din, when we see it, mas may meron ng amazement, kumbaga. But before that, today is your virtual book launch, the book launch of the Shadow Immortals. So, as an author, please tell us, what is the Shadow Immortals all about?
Great. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it for everyone, of course, obviously, for obvious reasons. But yeah, it's about two species, and this is in the planet Ekon, and then there are three moons that revolve around this planet, and there are two species here. One is the Ukwe elves, and one is the Exane people, right? So a little bit of uh, what do you call this tidbit that the reason why we're asking for hashtag team light or hashtag team shadow is because the people in Econ who have the power of light are usually found in the Exane species, okay, the humanoid species, and the shadow powers are usually found in the Ukwe elves. So it is very rare for someone to have both of those powers, and soon you'll learn when you read the book. The Shadow Immortals, able to see if there is someone who can wield the power of both light and shadow. But the book is about a boy searching for his mother because he hasn't met his mother yet. He made a promise to his father to find her and save her, and and along the way there's going to be a lot of things happening. He's going to meet a lot of friends, a lot of enemies, and he's going to face betrayal. There you go. And that's the Shadow Immortals. It's basically a family story. It's a story about a family trying to reunite. There.
But
That's Shadow Immortals.
reunite pero in a very unique setting, as you can see in our visuals today. That the author will take you to a galaxy far, far away. So kanina na mention mo, John, that the Ukwe elves. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Econ, these species, these places, the names of the characters. How do you come up with the names, places, and figures? Like, where do you get inspiration from these names?
Well, yeah, I got inspiration from surprise, surprise, Star Wars, and of course from other sci-fi books. But others, I'm trying to, when I say it, I try to say it a lot of times before I actually use them. So if it sounds nice and easy to remember, I would definitely use that. But the main backbone of the language here in the Shadow Immortals is Latin. So that would be the base language that I use. So for example, death is only the beginning. There is a tradition with Ukwe elves, especially for warriors, when they do the hunt or they killed someone, they would utter the names Mor Solum Initium Est. That is Latin for death is only the beginning. So basically, whatever they killed, in tradition, they will have to utter those words. So that's
Mm.
one of them. And for exane, exane, because it sounds so easy to say exane, right? Parang it's not going to be like, very highfalutin or so
Mhm.
many syllables. So I wanted it to be easy to say. So exane, ukwe, ekon. So very very easy to
Mm.
remember.
Kumbaga, naging part din yun ng process, no? Parang like, you want to make sure it rolls off the tongue and
Yes.
people can really, in conversations, nasasabi nila yung mga names, no?
Yes.
Um, that's interesting. Very interesting. I think a lot of our audience are parang like, natutuwa sila with the process. Very, very interesting, very exciting. And then, yeah, thank you so much to all our viewers. And now we get to see, the mind of an author for sci-fi. Kasi talagang ibang-iba eh, di ba? It's not your typical, park.
Yeah, a little crazy. Yeah, a little crazy. We tend to be chaotic most of the time. I think I can speak for most sci-fi authors here out there. It tends to be chaotic, and we live in our own world. We tend to live in our own world, and we keep to ourselves most of the time. But yeah, because from there, in our alone time, we normally think of other worlds. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Oh, perfect. Lalo na I'm reading some of the comments nga here eh. Parang pang Netflix, di ba sa Netflix, ang dami na nating mga, ah, parang mga content na otherworldly. So parang, perfect na perfect ang Shadow Immortals. Wink, wink. And speaking of beautiful creatures,
Yeah.
there are some beautiful creatures who would like to share, a couple of words to our author and to our viewers out there. So let's watch this.
Hello, congratulations, Sir John Chica. Ayan, hawak ko na yung libro. I'm so happy for you na sa wakas, nakita ko yung proseso, yung hirap mo. At eto na, hawak ko na. Congratulations at sana marami ka pang librong maisulat.
Hello everyone, this is Cal Vergara and I just want to congratulate Sir John Luke Chica for launching his new book entitled The Shadow Immortals. I cannot wait to be taken into a new world through this book and I'm excited for you guys to read it too. So better check this. It's gonna be exciting and magical.
I'd like to congratulate Mr. John Luke Chica for his new book na The Shadow Immortals. So grab your copies now dahil napakaganda raw basahin yan. So congratulations, Sir John!
All
Great. Thank you
right.
so much. Thank you, thank you. Nakakataba ng puso.
So who are these beautiful creatures para naman ma-shout out natin sila?
Yeah, so Jason Fernandez, he is a finalist in The Voice season 2. He also was he's the former lead vocalist of River Maya. So
Wow.
Jason, thank you so much. Right now we are actually working on several projects together. It's musical naman in nature. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Second, I mean, a comment, beautiful. And then the second is Kyle Vergara. He is a finalist in Starstruck. So he's a good friend of the family as well, of the Red Entertainment family. So thank you, Kyle Vergara, for that lovely message. And of course, DJ Rakitera ng 90.7. Thank you so much. Hindi ko ine-expect actually na magsisend ka ng video. Pero at the last minute, nagpadala ka. So, super, super thank you sa pagpansin sa akin. So, nakakatuwa. Nakakataba ng puso.
Napakabongga naman ng mga beautiful creatures ni John. And para and talagang full support ang iyong Red Entertainment, ha? So thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
And if they're watching later, i-shout out mo sila. Ayan. If they're watching. But yeah, so as we've seen, no, some of them already had a copy of the book, while yung some, pa lang, paparating pa lang, o order pa lang sila, ayan. But I still have some questions here for John para, we get, nag-enjoy na kami sa chikahan namin ayan. And also, thank you also to everyone who's joining in the conversations, ayan. Thank you so much for joining us. But I do have a few more questions for you. For example, sci-fi. This is usually like a multi-book or multi-movie situation, no? So how about the Shadow Immortals? Is a Shadow Immortals part of a series? Is it a standalone book? Ano ba yung vision mo about this?
Well, funny thing is, it started out as a one-off, supposedly. When I finished the Shadow Immortals, the first draft, it was a complete story already. But when we got into the editing phase, with shout out to Paula Abiog, one of the greatest editors out there, and also Kat Eustachio Durla. So we in Paper Cat books, kasi what we do is we edit the book because we don't want to publish something that is not edited. I mean, that would be a serious crime for authors, right? So anyway, when we were in the process of editing, um, ideas were bouncing back and forth, and the way the book ended, it presented the cliffhanger. It presented the cliffhanger, and so I ended up actually plotting three more books after Shadow Immortal. So it's going to be a quadrilogy. There you go. So so after the first book, the Shadow Immortals, please expect another three books. So it's going to be four books for the Shadow Immortals. You're on mute, darling.
Siyempre, nakamute ako. Ayan. So, hindi mabibitin ng ating mga viewers kasi kumbaga na-inspire si John as an author na parang naging very productive ang kanyang pandemic life. Kumbaga, not one, but four. Four great books coming your way.
Yeah. So maybe you're wondering why four. Usually it's a trilogy, right? Not a quadrilogy. So with the three books in the future, I'm actually considering the Shadow Immortals, the first one, to be a very long prologue, setting up for the events that will happen in the next three books. There, to
There you
answer,
go.
just in case you're wondering.
Patikim yan ni John, and I'm sure a lot of people are parang like, interesting, I want to get my hands on a copy of that book. And you guys are in for a treat for watching our virtual book launch, because once again, we have a special book giveaway where you get the chance to win a signed copy by the author himself of the Shadow Immortals. All you gotta do is like and share the live stream, and of course, comment down below in this video if you were asked the question, which power would you like to choose if you had the chance? Are you gonna choose the light, or are you gonna choose the shadow? And let me just ask the author himself. Ano ba ang how would you explain, the power of light and power of shadow, so that our friends can kind of choose which power they want
Right.
to win, have.
Yes. So, Team Light, if you have the power of the light, then you'll be able to manipulate energy and light itself. With Team Shadow, you'll be able to teleport in any point that you can actually see, and you have increased speed. So mostly the people who have in the Shadow Immortals, the Exane people usually has the power of light, and Team Shadow usually it's the Ukwe elves that have the powers of the shadow. There you go.
There you go, from the author himself, you guys. And once again, aside from the book, you can also win a limited edition of the map. Let's take a look. Ayun no, ayan. Yes. So to give you an idea of the planet Ekon, ayan. John made this himself. Tama ba, John?
Yes, I designed it myself. I designed this.
Alright,
Every
bongga,
single
di ba?
every
Every
single
single
part
detail
I designed
has
it. Yeah.
John's stamp on it. So napaka prolific ni John, not only, as the author, but also the designer, director. And nakakatuwa to see your process as well. Kasi yun nga, very unique eh. You see both, parang you have the left brain and the right brain together, di ba?
Oh God.
So,
Sana nga.
so oo, di ba? Like, ako, I wish, like, I had both superpowers. Yes.
Parang
To
Lucy lang,
write and to
no?
design.
Have you seen
Oh,
the movie Lucy? See
Lucy.
Scarlett Johansson
Ay, oo,
na
oo.
she's tapping into a certain percentage of the brain. That's an amazing plot, by the way. That's really good. Anyway,
Actually nga,
sorry.
oo nga. Oo nga, no? Ang galing, parang best of both worlds, no? So, now meron na tayong kilalang author friend and fellow Star Wars aficionado. So, message nyo si John if you have questions on Star Wars or anything sci-fi. I think a lot of folks would like to pick your brains, di ba? On some of these. So, and aside from picking your brains about sci-fi, how about, what's next for you as a sci-fi author? What do you have up your sleeve?
Yes, so I'm excited about this because I'm actually working on a new project. Um, and aside from the planned books for Shadow Immortals, I am currently working on a new project, and it's going to be a cyberpunk trilogy. And I'm very very excited to share this. I'm Please check out this video I made for you.
Oh, di ba? Tinitease tayo ni John sa kanyang mga new project.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that project. So it answers the question, what if the Philippines is a first world country by 2089, by the year 2089. So I know it's a long shot. I mean, for the Philippines to be a first world country in 2089, but that's amazing about, writing books. You can write about anything you want. I mean, your image your imagination is your limit. So yeah, so I'm really excited to share this project, and I am hoping by next year we'll be able to publish it. Crossing my fingers that I'll be able to publish it next year.
Oh, diba? Now we get to see like the process, the author, the ideas, the inspiration ni John for this book and sa quadrilogy and the new project that he has. Kasi yun pala, no, it's about, you get inspired by, situations, humanity, like the reactions, and how it all comes together.
Yes. how
Naka,
how it's how people would react if you put them in a certain situation. You know, like a social experiment. I love social experiments.
mhm.
So it's something like that.
So Aftermath, Regenerate 2089 is another. Hopefully, we see you in the next book launch, in that book launch. Wink, wink. And more
Yes.
videos, please. Ayan.
Yes, yes. I'm super excited. Thank
So,
you.
John, for those who are wondering, how do they get their hands with this book, and aside from winning the book in our contest, how do they get the quadrilogy and other information about you as an author?
Yes, for those who are interested in getting a copy of the Shadow Immortals, you just visit my official Facebook page. It's my author page. It's facebook.com/. I am John Luke. There, it's on the screen. Please do follow my page. I am regularly in Facebook, so you can message me. By 5 p.m. I'll be able to post on how to grab a copy of the Shadow Immortals. And yeah, you just go through the link that I'm going to post, and you'll be able to grab a copy. That's for the Philippines. Now, if you want it in ebook format, the Shadow Immortals is available on Amazon.com as well as Google Play. They're now live, and you'll be able to purchase that there. Now, very soon, I will also be launching a paperback version for the global audience, and it's going to be available in Amazon as well. And in production right now is the audiobook. I'm also going to launch an audiobook in Audible. And really, the reason why I'm doing this audiobook is it's really for my dad. So I dedicate this audiobook for my dad, so that he can actually read the book as well. So it's also nice to hear it, uh, like a storyteller, you know, reading the book. So yeah, I dedicate the audiobook to my dad.
That is so sweet. So definitely, lots of inspiration from John's family, from your mom, yung brothers mo. You grew up pala with a lot of brothers,
Yeah. And
and
the
of
sister.
course,
Yeah.
and the sister, and your dad naman for this audiobook. So ang daming aabangan, ayan, with John as our author for sci-fi novel. So yeah, and that's gonna be on everyone's minds. Ayan, parang after this virtual book launch, siguro habang naguhugas sila ng pinggan, ganun pala yun, no? Ganun pala ang mind of an author ng sci-fi. Kasi
Yeah.
yun nga,
Cuckoo.
kasi yun pala yung process on how, the authors can take you away from reality and new worlds, no? Parang ganun pala siya. So, very interesting. So right now we do want to, we do have some time to read a few comments here.
Yay.
Uh, yay! So basahin natin. I think your family
Actually, the
and
most exciting part for me to interact with them.
interact. Sige. So,
Yeah.
so earlier we asked them, ano ba sila team light? So si Jude says team light siya, and then Mary is team
Hey,
shadow.
Mary.
And by the way, they shared their names and photos. So yay, thank you guys. We can shout out. Fellow authors are also in the room. Vanessa
Hey,
is
Vanessa.
here. Adi is also here. Ayan, they also shared, why they chose.
Hey, Mark.
Si Lloyd then.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
If you don't mind, basahin
Yeah,
natin.
yeah, I would choose to have the light as my power since its scientific sense. A shadow would cease to exist without light surrounding it. Manipulating light could highlight things that should be highlighted, while manipulating energy could be used in things where it is needed the most. And I think those are the reasons why I would choose the light over the shadow. Hashtag team light. Nice.
Ganda.
Love that
Nice,
answer.
nice. Team Shadow pa rin. Ay, Team Shadow naman.
Already have light in me. So I need shadow to function properly. True, very true. Very true.
Ato, Roy
That's my
Chen.
sister.
Oh,
Yeah,
hello!
yeah. Chance. Way to go, John Luke. We are proud. Thank you, sis. Thank you for watching.
They are all here. Ay, ito. Gusto ko to.
Team Shadow, teleportation is lit. No traffic, correct? And no waiting times anymore. Efficiency at best. Yeah, I did not think of that. Oh, nga, no? There are practical applications of teleportation. Nice.
Hashtag EDSA. Ayan. I think your editor is here as
Yes.
well.
Hi, Paula. Pakita ka na ng muka. Kidding, kidding.
Oh, kasi kanina nag-share ka ng mga author inspirations mo. So they're
Yes.
also kind of sharing it with you.
Yes, actually, Dune is this book is heavily influenced by Dune because it's one of my favorite books. But yeah, I'm not going to deny the influence that Dune has on me. So I'm proud of that. Yeah, thank you.
We've got a couple more shout
Ding.
outs.
Reagan, that's Reagan.
See, oh, is he a
He's
friend?
a fellow author as well.
Oh, right, right.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you for watching. Naku, the Paper Cat team is, present today.
Yeah.
Making sure that, they send their regards to you.
Thank you. Kiro Eldred. Si ano yun, ano? Si Rick yata yun.
Si Rick. And then
Mm.
speaking of moms, ayan.
Hey, Auntie Sol and Uncle Homer, thank you so much. Thank you for producing my book. Thank you so much for printing my book rather. So thank you very much. HS graphic print, ang ganda ng quality, as in
Yeah. Oh, speaking
hands
of
down.
quality, Tita Sol, I was
Oh,
able to get a copy. Sobrang ganda nung texture. Sabi ko, bongga. It's not your typical, book talagang meticulously made. Ang ganda nung quality of the paper and then very smooth. So, I believe si John made sure that the experience is, galactic. Yeah, may ganon.
yes. So I saw a comment from Nicole, I think.
Here.
Yeah, okay. So this person, this girl is such also she's an inspiration as well because she's now a single mom. Now a single mom. And she's an author tuber. So an author tuber is someone who writes but also publishes YouTube content about writing, about being an author. So I'm also I used to be an author tuber, but tinigil ko na because um, nawalan ako ng oras and I was focusing on writing really. But yeah, Nicole, I'm excited and I'm trying to get her to publish her books now because she continuously writes stories. The her process naman would be she would write sa notebook, as in literally write sa notebook, like it's the 1990s, or you know what I mean.
Represent.
Diba? So parang ganun siya, and she's really passionate about writing. So I hope I can bring her to the dark side of Paper Cat Books and join our team.
That's
Yeah.
great. Can we read a few more? Marami pang mga comments
Yes.
dito eh.
So, Bianca Kabangon, thank you. Same, sir. Para makapagsulat ako ng isang story, ini-imagine ko muna siya na parang isa siyang movie. Yes. I visually run it in my head before I can actually, put it in a video format in my head, and then put it in written format. That's how I do it. It works for me.
It works for you.
Yeah.
And it works, people are enjoying your story kasi, they think that it's such a great process, di ba? Kaya parang the
Yes.
inner working. So, galing,
Especially
galing.
pagdating sa action scene. Sorry, I keep butting in. Yung when it comes to action scenes, 'di ba? You would imagine how the scenes were are going to be enacted when an actor is actually behind I mean in front of a camera. So I'm trying to imagine that and then write it in that form, put it in paper, so to
Mhm.
speak. There
Ito,
super.
gusto ko malaman, John. Ang dami na rin naming tinanong sa'yo eh. So, they're wondering, the front cover is very interesting. Do you have a story, inspirations? Did you also paint it in your vision with the coloration and everything?
No, I'm really drawn because it's heavily influenced nga by Dune. So Dune kasi is there's a desert planet there. I'm not gonna go into details anymore, but yeah, but it's a desert planet kasi. So that's why the color of orange was the inspiration. So there, yeah. So thank you if you find the book cover interesting.
Si
How
Roy
long
Jans
did
naman,
Oh, sis.
nagtatanong.
How long did you research for this story? Took me a year. A year.
Mm-mm.
Um, a lot of back and forth, honestly, because as much as possible, you try to plot your book, right? I mean, chapter per chapter, because that's it. You have to have an outline. But at the same time, while you're writing those chapters, you end up parang it doesn't work. Parang it doesn't work. So I have to change it again. So and then I would do research and if this will work, if that works, when it comes to like advanced technology in terms of flying. If you have a spaceship, and you would check uh, you would check to know if that's scientifically viable. 'Di ba? So as much as possible, I'm trying to be practical at the same time, leaving a bit room for imagination. Yeah. So, but
Mhm.
yes, I it took me a year.
There you go. Ayan, dami pang comment section and I'm so excited for John to read them. Kung hindi man namin mabasa today, I'm sure after this broadcast,
I will.
John
Yes.
can, reach out. There's some questions here, John. Yun nga, like about your process, how long it took, and some inspiration. So if you have time, why don't you reach out and maybe collab? Ayan. And they have some questions about your process. So great. Thank you guys for watching us in John Luke Chica's virtual book launch of The Shadow Immortals. Before I let you go, John, is there anything that you'd like to share, announce, shout out to?
Again, thank you for those who are watching. For those who have pre-ordered my book. I had the pre-order season that lasted a year, I think. And for those who have been patiently waiting for the book, it's going to be delivered next week. It's going to be picked up by the courier on Monday. And so expect your deliveries to arrive next week, and you'll be able to read my book finally. For those who are interested in purchasing my book, please do visit my official Facebook page. It's facebook.com/I am John Luke. And message me there. And I'll also post instructions on how to purchase a copy there. And for those who helped me out, I also like to thank Miss. She doesn't like being called Miss Kath Eustaquia for changing my life and bringing me in the self-publishing world. Paula Abiog, thank you for bringing in the passion in this project, and with the editing. I know it wasn't easy, but I felt your passion and you took care of that, and for that I am forever grateful. A shout out to my brother John G. Thank you for helping me out in terms of marketing this book. In terms of with the giving introducing me to some people that would help market the book. Thank you for that. I am grateful for Patrick Kabusay and Rick Eldred Pabico for being the beta readers when I was just starting. You guys are warriors for doing that. And Mok Agnes, she's a writer. Thank you for doing the interview way back to market the book. And if I left out anyone, I do apologize. And I'm just super excited to to launch this book, and I'm forever grateful if you buy a copy. And to Jeffrey, thank you so much for being in my life. That's it.
There you go. And we also want to thank you, John, for finally like coming out of your shell and parang like, yes, I want to be an author. I want to launch my book. Let's do it. So even though parang before na-mention ni John na parang nasya-shy siya to be on the other side of
Yeah.
of of the screen, but now like you're claiming it.
Oh,
And yeah,
last
go
two.
ahead.
Yeah. So Red Entertainment for consistently
Mm,
promoting my book, of course, and villagepeople.com. How could I possibly
of
forget that?
course.
Thank you for promoting my book as well. There. That's it.
Thank you so much for supporting John and every step of the way. And he's here now launching his very first book, The Shadow Immortals, and more to come as we discovered John's process and more to come from him as an author. O, diba? So once again, John, thank you so much for being our author takeover, first author takeover in Paper Cat Books. And
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your story. I hope a lot of our reading and writing community get inspired by your story. And of course, make sure to grab a copy of your book. Ayan.
Yes, please do.
All right. So once again, you guys, thank you everyone, and thank you for joining. And if you're watching this on replay, please feel free to share the link to your family and friends, and we will see you again. Once again, thank you everyone, and see you again next week in Paper Cat Books virtual book launch because we've got three more authors. Three, three more authors are taking over because we have a back to back book launches. So definitely an October to remember, diba, John? Thank
Yes.
you for being our first author takeover.
Thank you so much, Core. Thank you so much. You've been wonderful.
Thank you as well. So with that, we'll leave you with the video of the Shadow Immortals. Para once now that you've seen the story, the inspiration, and the author, when we see this video, iba na ang dating. Oh, di ba? So, let's watch this. All right, so this has been Core and
John Luke Chica.
greeting everyone a
So
good
cool.
afternoon and thank you for watching. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.